In today's video, we will be going through the second method of solving quadratic equations, which is using quadratic formula. So first of all, let me define the quadratic formula. As you know, all the letters in the formula are used the coefficients of the standard equation of quadratic equation. So we have minus b plus or minus of square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I'm gonna keep the formula on the right throughout the whole video to remind you of what it is. So our first example is x squared plus 6x plus 6 equals 0. So a very important trick at the beginning when you just start learning to use the formula is to write a, b and c, just to make sure you have the signs correctly, and then we're gonna plug in those values into the formula on the right. So we're gonna get minus 6 plus or minus square root of 6 squared minus 4 times 1 and times 6. Okay, and that is all over 2 times 1. Then we're gonna simplify every step by step, so I'm not gonna use a calculator. It's important to try not to use a calculator at the beginning, just to get your head around it and improve on your algebra. So it simplifies as minus 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 24 over 2, and then we simplify the square root to square root of 12, which then again simplifies to 2 square root of 3. Okay, and final step is you can actually simplify everything by 2, because 6, 2 and 2 have common factor of 2. So it simplifies as minus 3 plus or minus square root of 3, and that is your exact solution. And now I'm gonna also write two answers which will be calculated from the calculator. Our next example is x squared minus 5x minus 2 equals 0. Again, I'm gonna write a, b and c. In this example, b and c are negative numbers, so this is important to not forget when using quadratic formula. And I'm gonna plug in those values into the formula again, so it becomes minus 5 plus or minus square root of minus 5 altogether squared minus 4 times 1 times minus 2, and that is all divided by 2 times 1. Okay, so I'm gonna simplify the sign, so minus 5 becomes positive 5, and then the square root becomes 25 plus 8. Okay, and that is all over 2. And now we simplify the square root again, so we're gonna get square root of 33. Unfortunately, that doesn't simplify as square root of 12, it stays the same. So this is our exact solution, and I'm gonna give you the answers as well if you plug that into the calculator. So read the question carefully. Sometimes it asks you as an exact solution, then you leave it in the square root form, and if not, put it in the calculator and work out the decimal answer. Our next question 3, and it's a final question. So we have 2x squared plus 11x equals 5x squared minus 18. As you can see, it's slightly different. It's not in the standard form, so the first step you need to rearrange it to make it in the standard form. So I'm gonna move the right hand side to the left hand side, so we have right hand side equals to 0, and it all will simplify as minus 3x squared plus 11x plus 18 equals 0. So our a is minus 3, b is 11, and c is 18. We then use those values and put them again into our formula. So we get minus 11 plus or minus square root of 11 squared minus 4 times minus 3 times 18, and then denominator is 2 times minus 3. So we simplify our square root, and it becomes square root of 121 plus 216, and then denominator is minus 6. So you're gonna simplify square root again. Once you add those up, it becomes 337, and unfortunately that doesn't simplify like square root of 12 again, so this will be our final answer, minus 11 plus square root of 337 divided by minus 6. And then I'm gonna give you the answers that would be calculated from using a calculator. Thank you for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed our video, subscribe and comment below if you have any more questions.